Hi everyone, I'm Sherry Bechtel, editor for Finders Investing Channel, and I'm here to give you the rundown on 3 restaurant-related IPOs you'll want to watch as the industry rebounds. Let's dive in. It's no surprise that the restaurant industry was hit hard by the COVID-19 pandemic. From big restaurant chains to mom and pop diners, the industry came to a grinding halt in early 2020. Darden Restaurants, which operates chains like Olive Garden, Longhorn Steakhouse, and Bahama Breeze, saw its stock plummet by almost 70%, from about $120 per share to $37 per share in mid-March of 2020. Yum! Brands, the parent company of fast food brands like KFC, Pizza Hut, and Taco Bell, watched its stock tank from about $115 per share to $55 per share during the same time frame. And Dine Brands, owner of Applebee's and IHOP, saw its stock tank in March of 2020 from about $100 per share to less than $20 per share. At the end of April 2021, Darden stock was back up to around $147 per share. Yum! Brand stock was trading at around $120 per share, and Dine Brand stock has been trading at around $100 per share. These rising stock prices seem to point to a significant rebound for the industry. Now that we've laid out the condition the restaurant industry was in about a year ago and how it's looking now, let's move on to specific IPOs you'll want to take a look at in the coming months. 3 chains are poised to hit the IPO market later this year, indicating the industry has recovered substantially from the pandemic. Topping the list is donut giant Krispy Kreme, which has been public before. Next up is Austin-based taco chain Torchy's Tacos, and finally, there's regional coffee chain Dutch Bros Coffee. Let's take a deeper look at these 3 IPOs. Kicking off our deep dive into upcoming restaurant IPOs is Krispy Kreme. As I mentioned before, Krispy Kreme has previously been publicly traded. The glazed donut giant went public in 2000, but it was taken private by JAB Holding in 2016. Krispy Kreme has a long history. The donut chain was founded by Vernon Rudolph in Winston-Salem, North Carolina back in 1937, so the company's airy sweet treats are probably not going away anytime soon. The company confidentially filed a draft registration statement with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, indicating its plans to go public. Because Krispy Kreme is a private company, its financials are also private, but the company did open a flagship store in New York City's Times Square in September of 2020 after COVID-related delays, indicating that it is likely weathered the pandemic in a strong position. Next up on our restaurant lineup, it's Torchy's Tacos, an Austin-based taco chain that is reportedly seeking a $1 billion valuation from its rumored $300 million IPO. Torchy's got its start 15 years ago as a food truck in the Lone Star State's capital, and it has since expanded to more than 80 restaurants in states throughout the South and Midwest. The taco chain struck up a strategic partnership with private equity firm General Atlantic in 2017, and the chain raised $400 million in a private funding round last November. During the COVID-19 pandemic, Torchy's opened 12 new restaurants, giving you just a taste of the chain's financial position. Like Krispy Kreme, Torchy's financials are not publicly available, but CEO G.J. Hart told the Austin Business Journal that he expects revenue of more than $300 million for 2021, noting that the company lost around 50% of its sales at the beginning of the pandemic. So far, Torchy's has not filed a registration statement with the SEC, and the company's management team has not confirmed that it is conducting an IPO, but we'll keep you updated as soon as we know more. Rounding out our tasty IPO preview is Oregon-based coffee shop chain Dutch Bros Coffee. Dutch Bros is the largest privately held coffee chain in the U.S., with more than 400 locations in the West. The hot beverage purveyor could be coming to market with a $3 billion IPO, but this has not yet been confirmed. And the company could seek other methods for going public, insiders have suggested. Like Krispy Kreme and Torchy's Tacos, Dutch Bros Coffee's financials are private, but the company reportedly generates $584 million annually in system sales. The chain saw a meager 3% increase in system sales in 2020, but this still beat out its rivals Dunkin', Starbucks, Tim Hortons, and Pete's, all of which saw significant sales declines last year. Now that we've given you a rundown on the state of the restaurant industry and these 3 potential IPOs, let's talk about buying shares in the sector. Before you can buy shares, you'll need to sign up for a brokerage account. Get help weighing the pros and cons of your different options with our guide. It's linked in the description box below. Once you find a broker that works for you, set up your account and add funds to start investing. But keep in mind, it may take a few days for your funds to clear. When you're finally ready to buy shares of any of these 3 companies, you have 2 options. First, you can wait until trading commences and buy shares at the market price. Second, you can buy shares through a limit order, and this allows you to buy shares before the stock starts trading, but only at or below the specific price you designate. The restaurant sector is making a comeback after the pandemic, and as more people get vaccinated and lockdown restrictions are lifted, the industry may continue to see strength. Restaurant stocks could be a good addition to your portfolio, so keep an eye on industry-specific news. And if any of these IPOs appeal to you, keep checking back to our guide on Finder.com. We'll be updating it as soon as more news unfolds. You can find a link in the description box below. And if you like this video, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and ring that notification bell so you'll be the first to know when new Finder videos drop.